4 has arrived, and so has COVID. COVID-19 has arrived in the NFL, canceling the first game of the season. Titans and Steelers. It is postponed. I think it's playing on Monday, on a Monday nighter. I'm not 100% sure as of right now, but it has hit the Titans. It looks like the Minnesota game will be on because, Titans did play Minnesota. So they were worried about that. They did do some tests on Minnesota, and it looks like they're good to go. So that game will be active, the Minnesota and Houston battle of the 0-3 teams. Hopefully this is it. Hopefully it's not going to pop up. We're going to get more cancellations throughout the year. Hopefully, I'm sure it'll happen again. We're just trying to, pray that it's limited, and maybe this is the only time it happens, right? We did have some winners in week 3 on the video. Hopefully you guys tailed that. Up and down week. Still up and down season so far. Still 4-4 on my best bets. And video plays have been, we had a good video play last week, I think it was 3-1. This week about even. We missed out on the teaser because Philly, they can't beat the Bengals. So yeah, it's been up and down so far this season, but it is still early, and do like some games this week. I'm going to talk about 3 big games here in detail, my thoughts on them, and then we're going to do some quick hits. Quick 5 seconds on a game that I like. We're going to go over the full card, though, or most of the card for you guys, and I'll end up with a teaser to end the video. So that's how we're going to be doing it this year for the rest of the year. I think that is best. So you get my thoughts on all games. I'll narrow down 3 or 4 different games that I'll go in detail with, and then leave you guys with a teaser or alternate line parlay, however you want to put it, to end the video. Subscribers have received my early line plays already on Tuesday. Remember, I jump on lines early, guys, to get value. One already went up. So I have sent those to subscribers on Tuesday. If you want more information on the subscription option, check out systemsportscapping.com or email me at systemsportscapping@gmail.com. Let's get right into it, guys, starting with Cleveland versus Dallas. Dallas favored -4.5, total 56. Very high total, guys. Maybe one of the highest of the year. I think there's one other one up there as well. I think maybe that Seattle-Dallas game. Then it went over, right? So let's get into it. Cleveland Browns, 2-1 Cleveland Browns. They're traveling to 1-2 Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys have been banged up throughout the season. Their corners, their O-line, the defensive line, starting to get a little bit healthier. Tyrone Smith seems to be back for this one, which will help. But that Dallas secondary, it's banged up still. O-line isn't 100% healthy as well. Cleveland seems fairly healthy. Denzel Ward may miss out on this one, which is a loss for them. I don't think it's confirmed as of yet. I'm doing this Friday morning, this video. So I think Friday afternoon, evening, you'll probably find out if he's playing. He is a big loss, especially the way Dallas is playing on offense, right? Dallas is still putting up a lot of points per game, right? Obviously, we know that. After, I don't think anyone can stop their offense, to be honest. Dak threw for 272 yards, 3 touchdowns last week. Yes, it's against Seattle. Their obviously defense is towards the bottom of the league. They did it against Atlanta as well, which doesn't say much as well. So they did struggle a little bit against in their first game against the Rams. But, we know this offense is high-powering, right? They're averaging 380 yards in their first 3 games. There's just so many weapons there, like I mentioned. Gallup, Lamb, Cooper, Elliott out of the backfield can catch the ball as well. And the surprise, there's a 4th wide receiver in this offense, guys, Wilson. He looked great last week for them. 5 receptions for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, we were on Dallas plus the 5. They should have easily covered that game. They let Seattle come down at the end. Instead of them kicking a field goal, they go in for the touchdown. And then obviously Dak didn't have enough time to come back and get the touchdown. It's just a couple tough losses so far to start up the season for myself. No, Browns are their average versus the pass this year, 14th. Browns will have to get get after Dak and rush the passer to win this one, in my opinion, on the road. They'll have to disrupt Dak. Myles Garrett will definitely be able to do that. Their O-line's a little banged up. Rush D's a bit better for the Browns, allowing under 4 yards per carry. So Zeke could struggle in back-to-back weeks. He was held to under 40 yards rushing last week, guys. So personally, what I think the Browns should do to win this game is they should look to run the ball early and establish Chubb and Hunt, and avoid Baker throwing the ball first. Baker last week threw only for 156 yards, but had a good passer rating of over 117 in the Washington game. Baker, he'll be tempted to throw against this Dallas pass D, who are the worst in the league at 114 rating allowed to QBs. Aldon Smith, though, will have something to say about that. 3 sacks last week, guys, and he does look hungry. With all that being said, I do think Dallas wins this game, but I just don't love this spread. So I would lean Cleveland on the spread, but I think Dallas should win this. Maybe throw Dallas in a parlay, money line parlay or teaser. But I think it may be just a bit too many points. I think Cleveland does hang around here. I haven't bet it as of yet, but that's my lookout on this game. Let's go to the next game here. It's going to be the Pats at the Chiefs. Chiefs minus 6.5, total 53. Back-to-back big games for the Chiefs. Both teams coming off wins. Chiefs team showed why. They're still the best team in the AFC and probably the NFL, handling Baltimore easily on the road last week in a big Monday night spot. Pats ran through the Raiders. Started slow in that game, but ended up putting it on in the second half with a bunch of turnovers. Mahomes is looking better than ever, guys. And this offense looks unstoppable with all their weapons. I don't think Newton and the Pats offense will be able to keep up here. Pat's defense has been solid. Hasn't been, Pat's defense hasn't looked that great this season. KC's defense has. Pat's defense allowing 103 passer rating, which is ranked around 23rd in the NFL. The run D isn't special either. So CH should be able to run on them. One positive on the D has been the takeaways for the Pats. Like I said, they coming off 3 versus the Raiders last week. They look to get the takeaways, that Bill Belichick team, right? The Pats rush D is looking good. That's probably the best weapon for them because they do have options there, and obviously Cam Newton can run the ball as well. And they use a bunch of different guys, right? I look for the Pats to try and rush the ball on the Chiefs here and keep Mahomes off the field. Team ranked 27th. However, they may be behind that plan, right? So 27th, the Chiefs are ranked on rush D. Ravens ran all over them, over 7 yards per carry. So I'll be on the Chiefs here. This opened up at 8, now to minus 6.5. So I'll feel more comfortable with teasing it down, teasing this Chiefs down to just win at home. But I think they'll cover that 6.5 as well. A little bit of a sweat job, I think, if you're going to play that 6.5. I think they start 4-0. Next game here, Sunday nighter, Philly at San Francisco. -7 San Francisco, total 45.5. Injuries don't seem to matter with this 49ers team. Deep team, well coached. A lot of people were on the Giants, right, to cover or even to upset that. I left that game alone. Happy I did. A couple games I left alone that I was happy. Atlanta. I was going to jump on Atlanta there. And that Giants game as well. I stayed away personally. Glad I did. Jimmy G could be back. I don't think it's much of an upgrade over Mullins, though. So it's not going to be a big difference, to be honest, guys. Mullins has done enough so far, even though it is against 2 shit teams in the Jets and the Giants. So you can't really grade him too much. This Phillies team is just frustrating. I needed them to just win last week. I had them in a money line parlay. They couldn't even beat the Bengals. Both these teams are injured to start the year, right? So that's affecting Philly, obviously. Hasn't been affecting San Fran. I think they're just very well coached, very deep, solid defense, even with injuries. And Philly just seems to be banged up, but could be getting a few guys back this week. I know Cox came back that last week. Kittle should be back for the 49ers, even Debo maybe. However, he is more unlikely. Philly will be desperate, guys, for a win here. 7 seems to be a lot. I would lean the 7 with the Philadelphia Eagles on the road here to keep it close, but probably will end up losing. But I think they bring their best effort here. Maybe Saunders has a big game to keep them up and going here. Wentz needs a good performance. Their coach maybe could get fired after this as well. The Wentz, they could maybe make a change at quarterback. So I think Philly hangs around. It's an ugly play here. I haven't made a bet as of yet, but that's the way I would look. Let's get to the quick hits segment. Quick hit segment, something new I added here. I'll just quickly go over all the other games. Arizona, I think they should get it done in Carolina. Baltimore wins in Washington. I wouldn't be surprised if they cover that high spread, 13.5, 14. They're going to come out hard this game after that tough loss. Washington's no good. Small travel, Washington, Baltimore close to each other, so I don't think that's going to be an issue there. Baltimore wins. And I lean the cover. Great teaser play this week, Baltimore. Bears are feeling good after that QB change and should be able to put some points up here along with the Colts. I would lean the over there. It's a low total, 43. I lean the over. Jaguars and Bengals. This should be probably a 3-point game, to be honest. If you're giving me 3 with the Jags, give me +3 with the Jags. Bucks get it done at home, but I don't love this -7 spread. I think you can get at 6.5 now. I would lean the Bucks 6.5, but I'll be Bucks money line here. Battle of 0-3 teams, Houston and Mini. Maybe too many points here for the home team. I lean Mini, but you may want to be careful there with the COVID issues with Mini. I think they missed a day of practice. That could affect them. Saints aren't in great form, guys. They screwed me a couple weeks so far. Saints aren't in great form, but should steal a close game against Detroit, in my opinion. I think Michael Thomas will be back for this one. You may see a lot of points in that one. Don't be sure Seattle rolls the Dolphins. Don't be sure, guys. I think Miami hangs around here. Close game, 6.5. If it was 7, I would love it even more. I lean the Miami Dolphins here, but yeah, they'll hang around in my opinion. Rams roll, in my opinion, guys. I'm not going to be betting a 12.5 spread, but they should beat the Giants by 10 or more. And that Monday nighter, Green Bay goes to 4-0 in my opinion. But I think Atlanta hangs around and could cover on this game 7.5. Gets a 7.5 jump on Atlanta. I'll leave you guys with an alternate line parlay, guys. Alternate line parlay. We're going to be on Ravens -6.5, Chiefs -1.5. You can get that at -115. I think Ravens are going to be mad, like I mentioned I mentioned earlier. They're running loose in Washington. Look for them to even cover that 13.5. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. Washington banged up, Chase Young out. I think their top wide receiver may be out as well. He is hurt, and their defense is going to show up Baltimore on the road here. So I don't see Washington scoring many points here. And KC just a win. Sign me up. I think this Chiefs team's a lot better than this Pats team. I don't think this Pats team is that great, to be honest. This isn't the Pats Tom Brady team that you guys are all used to. Play the Chiefs to just win. All right, guys. That is a breakdown of week 4. Hopefully you guys liked the video. If you do, please subscribe, please like, please comment. Any questions, feel free to reach out to me in the comments or on Twitter. And that's going to do it for this week. Enjoy the weekend. Hopefully we have a good weekend and get on track here. And like I always say, bet smart and know your limits. Take care.